Hi, my name is Paige Lewis, and in this presentation, I will be exploring the field of kinesiology. So, firstly, I kind of want to talk about what it means to me. It means a lot because it's not only my major, but it's also a passion. I love learning and understanding how our bodies work because they are such unique and complex structures. Specifically, I've always loved exercising and optimizing body performance. So, learning about this field and being in it truly helps grasp everything involving fundamental movement and processes of our body. A lot of people don't really understand what kinesiology is or why it's important, but personally, I feel that it should be considered one of the most important fields because of how much it focuses on our health and well being. It isn't just about learning about movement and health, but it's also about applying it to everyday life. And learning kinesiology helps everyone of all ages and physiques understand how their body can maximize its functionality. So there's several different options in kinesiology, specifically at Cal Poly Pomona. There's exercise science, health promotion, and pedagogy, and each offers a range from biomechanical understanding to your basic elementary physical education teachers. And specifically, kinesiology is a unique area to learn academically because it's not just your average biology or chemistry degree. It is very specific to its name, learning about mechanics of body movement. And you'll still learn the majority of the biology, physics, the chemistry components that go into how we do those biomechanical movements, but it's always relayed back to human movement and performance. And I think that it should be important to continue to exist in colleges and universities because it is still a relatively new and kind of hard to find major at certain schools. Um, so this field is where I feel that as though you will find some of the most passionate people, mainly because they are already interested in the human body. They may be like me, where they love to exercise, and it's easy to apply what you're learning in your classes to your everyday life. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, some people don't understand what kinesiology is. They have no idea what it is. I mean, they assume it's probably some type of science, but they still aren't completely sure what the components to it are. And usually it's assumed that you just want to be a physical therapist, occupational therapist, but they don't understand how much more there is to the field of it. The different components of getting a degree, whether it be in health promotion, exercise science, or pedagogy, require so much knowledge that people will typically associate with a biology degree or maybe even a chemistry degree. But there are so many different majors out there, and people just, they don't realize that that all relays back to kinesiology with the mechanics of human movement. So specifically, the options at Cal Poly Pomona, kind of mentioned earlier, are health promotion, exercise science, and pedagogy. Each has their own unique field of expertise. So firstly, start with health promotion. That's typically where you'll find your wellness center managers, employees, whereas someone that comes from exercise science may choose to go into physical therapy, occupational therapy, maybe even be a personal trainer. And then pedagogy it's in the name. It basically is teaching and instilling physical education to other people, children. You could be an elementary physical education teacher, but basically pedagogy is teaching. So each each option is important to the field in a whole because each is focusing on a specific area of kinesiology, and each has their own specific career direction. So you can choose if you wanted to go a health promotion option and be in a wellness center, if you wanted to still be kinesiology but you wanted to maybe go into a PT or an OT type of situation. Each area is important to your health, so I think that that's why it's important to the field. kind of as mentioned earlier, each option is geared towards different focuses and careers. Exercise science is primarily where you will find your PTs, OTs, personal trainers, whereas health promotion is more wellness center, managers, employees, and pedagogy is your physical education teachers. But each option is very important to the growth of the field of kinesiology. And future education, once you graduate with a bachelor's and you get, kinesiology with a health promotion option, you can choose to go further if you'd like. It kind of honestly depends on personal preference, if you want to keep going further, if you want to just find something at your bachelor's. But typically, if you're graduating with like an exercise science option, you're probably more interested in going into a PT, OT, or a graduate type of school where you can train to further become hands-on therapists. Maybe you graduated on the pedagogy side and you still want to go and get further teaching credentials to begin using and teaching your knowledge with kids and maybe even adults. But in the end, kinesiology is an extremely large and yet still underrated field for health and wellness, and specifically movement. But every component of it is important to understand in order to help us optimize our bodies as human beings.